Good morning everybody, welcome to another video. As you can see behind me, next to a gravel pit, this is Hunt's Corner on the Linear Complex. As you can probably hear as well, it's a bit breezy this morning. We've got wind off our backs, as I'm sure you can see by the ripple. Now I'm here today with my friend James, who's going to be in the next swim that way, swim 6. I'm in swim 5, as you can see there. I'm here today for some tench, primarily some tench, some big bream. My bream PB's very modest, sort of 7.5-ish, tench 8.14. So if we can do either of those, it'd be absolutely fantastic session. May do a little bit of carp fishing in the night as well, but we'll get onto that. We'll have to suck it and see a little bit. I've arrived here at 9. You can get on from 10. I've arrived at 9, that being the time that the previous person on here has to leave by, but they're long gone already. So I've got nothing to go on at all. I've never fished this swim before. I fished swim 9 over there, 2 close seasons ago. It's the only other time I've been on this lake, so not got a lot to go on. However, looks great. A little bit of tinge of colour to water, but not too much. So I think the first thing to do is to get the marker rod out, the leading rod. We'll have a little lead about, see what we can find. See if we can find some clear areas or perhaps a gravelly area, hump even, or who knows what, and we'll see what we can find, and then we'll get some rods in. I'll run you through the gear, etc. Well guys, I've been leading for about 10 minutes. I found about 11 rod lengths. This lead's going down with a lovely donk. As I drag it back, I can feel it donking across some gravel. Yeah, the tip's rattling away, and that's perfect distance to fish with my tench rods. So guys, I found a nice spot out to the right, big enough to put 2 rods on. I'm going to bait that up shortly. I found a spot a little bit further to the left, which I'm going to just put a rod on, just fed with maggots through the feeder. We'll go into, as I say, we'll go into details about exactly what I'm doing shortly, but I'm essentially fishing maggot feeders. So I'm going to fish a spot to the left, baited up just purely with maggots going out through the feeder, because that worked really well, didn't it? A few videos ago, I'll stick a link up there, you can go and have a look when we're on Manor. I had lots and lots of bites off the non-baited spot, and the baited spot did 1 fish, although it was a big fish. So yeah, that's the plan at the moment. I'm gonna get, as I say, this bait out. There's just, I'm sure you can see in there, lots and lots of small pellets. There's some krill, manila, halibut pellets, some bloodworm pellets, all sorts in there, but biggest ones are about 3 mil. I'm going to mix a bit of hemp into this as well, spod some out onto that right hand spot, and then we'll get cracking. Right, that's 10 large spawns out to kickstart us. Right, I'm going to get a couple of these rods out so we're fishing, and then I'll show you exactly what we're doing. So guys, we're fishing, 2 rods out, and on the same setup. I'll run you through it now. Hardware's slightly different. I've got 2 Free Spirit Barbel Tamer rods, 2.25 pound test curve, although they are very, very soft. Very through action, so they're lovely for tench fishing. 12 foot, and on there a couple of Shimano ST4000 FB reels, bait runner reels. The other rod I have a pair of these. The other rod I have is my Dower Infinity Evo Barbel, 1.75 pound test curve, 12 foot. That's the rod I'm going to fish on the separate spot, and these 2 rods, the 2 Free Spirits, will be over on the spot on the right that I'm baiting. End tackle is the same on all of them. I'll stick all the information on all this gear down in the description below so you can go and have a look at your leisure. What I've got on the end is one of these ready tied Corda dark matter leaders. They come in various colours. It's like a really, really thick fluorocarbon. That's the best way I can describe it. Sort of impregnated with some tungsten to keep it all pinned down. It gives a lovely abrasion resistant sort of last, I don't know, what's that, 75 mil something? 75 centimetres, something like that. Now they do a leg clip version and I've got the helicopter version on here. So what I've done is just switched out the clip on the end for a clip that I like. And I'm using these Drennan feeder bombs on here. The rod that's fished and is just going to be baited up through the maggot feeder, I've actually got a medium-sized Corum combi feeder on there. So it takes a little bit more than these, just so we can get a little bit more bait out onto that spot, as we're only baiting through the feeder. This spot has been baited with the hemp and pellet mix, so we're just going to put maggots out through these. We'll keep regularly recasting as well. That's going to be the key. Maggot feeders, and on the hook link, I'm going to have maggots. The hook link is there. It's actually stopped between a bead there, which you don't want too low because obviously that doesn't want to touch your feeder, get tangled up. Above it is one of these no trace beads. It's a bead with a slit in it, if you can see that there. I don't know if you can see that. And it sits on a little bit of rubber. And should you crack off or lose a fish, break the main line, this hook link will pull off. It'll pull that bead off. The bead will fall off and the fish will be free from the weight of the feeder and all the main line. That's the idea. So it's a safe rig. Now, as I mentioned, maggot feeder, maggots on the hook. Have got some worms as well. We may well fish worm. That's the plan, certainly for the day at the moment. Not seeing really much cruising. We've had the odd fish crash out in front of us, carp I'm talking. So I think really I'm going to concentrate on the tench fishing for now. If there's absolutely nothing happening and we see a few carp cruising about, I may well put a zig or two out. I've actually got my carp rods with me as well. We may also put those out at night. Just depends what's happening. We're going to play it by ear. But for now, I'm going to get this baited up, get some maggots in here, and we'll get this cast out. Right, we're fishing. We'll keep casting. Below me, some fish launching themselves out in, in James's swim. He's certainly got some carp in front of him. I'm, like I say, I would love a big tench. Really, sort of a red letter session for me would be big bream, double figure tench. That would be absolutely superb. I'd be over the moon with that. Or hit a fish, of course. Several tench, several bream. And I think perhaps certainly dusk and dawn are going to be the best times. But who knows? We'll find out, won't we? I say I've not had anything to go on, not managed to bump into the chap who was in here beforehand. So we'll find out in due course, but fingers crossed. Right, I think it's time to get sorted out. It's a bit of a mess. Need to get the house up and get sorted. All right. Well, just put a couple of spods over that spot and I think we're in. We are. We're in. Sure what it is. It's kiting. Well, that's a good start. I think we've just picked up our other line. Not doing a lot. It's working up a bit now. Picked up that line. Well, that's woken up a bit now. Big bank of weed in front of me. I don't want to get it in too quickly. I think it's just hit it. looks like what we're after. Wiping out all my rods. God. Certainly after wiping out all my rods. Let's get that one out of the way over there. Well, he didn't do a lot at first. He was fighting under the rod tip. Not a monster. But it's a good start. And they're feeding, which is brilliant. Come on. God. Been absolutely nothing out there. Then all of a sudden, it's come in. Give me a right beating. Come on. Got him. Fantastic. That's about that to start things off. Wonderful stuff. No monster at all. Cracking stuff. It's a great start. I do love the colours of these. Weedy water, clear water, gravel pit tench. Absolutely fantastic. Right, I'm not going to keep her out. We'll get her back. That's a cracking start. Over the moon with that. Bodes well. Right, great stuff. Let's sort this carnage out. Wonderful. Yeah, funny old fight. Didn't really do much until she got in here. No, it's all over the place. At one point, I didn't think it was on at all. But yeah, as I say, it's about 12 o'clock, just gone. So that bodes well for getting fish this time of the day. Fantastic. So guys, another tench, another female. Just had a run. Took a bit more line than the one before, which was a drop back. This was a much more of a decent fight, weeding me up as well. Again on maggot. And there she is, another lovely olive green tench, a bit smaller than the last one I think. Catching all the small ones today, hopefully we can have a few bigger ones, but certainly very grateful for getting some bites. This was on the spot, out to the left on its own. Wonderful. Right, let's get it back. Second fish, as I say, a little bit smaller than the first one. No monster at all, but put up a better scrap. Certainly. Off you go. Right, let's get this back in. As I say, that was the rod on the spot, just on its own, just with which I've been putting maggots in through the feeder. Get some new ends. The ends of the feeder are gone. We'll get it back out. So, not a lot happening at the moment. There's the odd carp cruising about. It's about 4 o'clock now. Gonna a couple of more spods in. Just going to keep this going in while we're getting signs. Let's say there's carp milling about. So definitely up this end of the lake. Been crashing out over the other side as well at points. There we go. It's crashing out over there. Every time they do, it upsets the coot that's probably, I imagine, got a nest in that tree. Every time a carp boshes out, a coot shouts at it. It's certainly along that far margin. I mean, we're not carp fishing, certainly not at the moment, so I'm not overly concerned. And I'm obviously catching a few tench as well, which is great. It seems to have clouded over as well now. It's not supposed to have done according to the forecast till dusk. I'm certainly not going to complain. That's another top up. It's about 6:45 now. Nothing else has happened with the rods. There are carp showing all along this far margin here, so I think it'd be silly to ignore that and not chuck at least one, possibly two rods right the way across. My current thinking is maybe fish two rods further over. I've checked the distance, it's just 80 yards. Could fish a couple of solid bags over there. I'm not going to bait up or anything, and then perhaps fish one rod on the main spot. Depending what happens, I might fish for bream on that spot in the middle, or I might put a carp rod on there. There he goes out again, look, I'm sure you saw that. And again, all across there, as I say, that to that tree is just 80 yards, and it's just 80 yards to this side, a couple of yards shorter. It's shown all along there. But with the tench fishing not doing a great deal, might be worth doing that this evening. Certainly get the tench rods out again first thing in the morning. Definitely. But it would be nice to do a bit of bream fishing tonight as well. I believe there's some, or decent number of bream in here. There's certainly some big ones in here. Be nice to have a few of those, or a big one at least, off the spot. So I might do that. I might keep one of the tench rods on that baited spot, and perhaps fish two carp rods the other side. That's my thinking at the moment anyway, but subject to change, because I change my mind like the weather. It all depends what we see. I mean, I was just talking to James, who's just in his swim, and there's this bank of weed to about a rod length and a half out, and then it sort of drops off. And in his swim, there's carp swimming up and down that bank of weed there. You know, you could quite easily fish just the other side of that and be on fish, you know. It's up to know what to do. Almost sport for choice. There's almost too much going on. You know, we've had a tench off this spot with no bait. We've had a tench off this spot that I'm baiting. There's carp showing over there. There's carp showing inside here. Seen one tench roll on the spot, and I think it was a tench that rolled to the left as well. But we're not getting a lot of bites. Well, guys, James is in. Just heard his alarm going. We'll go up and give him a hand, see how he's getting on, see what he's got. He's actually put his carp rods out. It may well be a carp. He's had lots of tench rolling as well. How's it feeling? Tenchy or carpy? Do you want me to wind it in? You just get over the top of it. I think I'll just move this anyway. It feels like I was just sitting there thinking, it's lovely light levels, and we're not getting any bites. There's your leader. Oh, it's a tench, isn't it? Nice one. Come on, get him. Got him.
Bloody on the carp gear as well.
That's one, mate. Brilliant.
Oh,
God, that's a lump.
Lad, look at the size of that.
Well, it was while we were just weighing and dealing with James's tench, we were just about to do some pictures. My rod has torn off like a freight train. I've got back round here. We're only about 20 yards apart. That's why we picked these swims. I've legged it back round here, picked the rod up, but within a couple of seconds it was off, unfortunately. I think it was probably a carp, the way it was going. In fact, I'm 99% sure it was a carp, to be honest. But that was on the baited spot. So we've just got James's fish resting up in the net. He's just getting his rods back out. I'm just getting my rods back out. And then we'll go doing some pictures of a wonderful tench, PB tench. Absolute cracking fish. So what happening all of a sudden, I was just saying to James, it's the light levels have dropped. It's that witching hour at the moment. It's just that time where it's just, everything feels just right. Well guys, how's about that? We have weighed it, and we've weighed it, and we have weighed it, and it is £10 on the nose. Absolutely fantastic. Well done, mate.
Thank you. Annoyingly, I caught it on carp.
After winding your tench rods in.
What a fish, and a PB as well.
That's epic, mate. Over the moon for you.
Bigger than this, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah. You deserve that. You've earned that, definitely.
Beautiful fish as well.
Absolutely fantastic. Nice one, mate. Oh, gosh, that was a mad 10 minutes. Shame I lost that one. I'm convinced it was a carp, though. But would have been nice to land it. When this gear should land it, but when you're fishing with size 10 Drennan wide gape hooks, and carp have got huge mouths, I'm 90% sure it was a carp, then obviously you're not particularly going to get a very good hook hold necessarily. Never mind. Oh, I'm over the moon for James. Brilliant. I think I've been with him to linear at least twice, possibly 3 times, and it's the first time he's had anything, so he's earned that. He really has. Made up for him. I think we'll keep tench fishing till perhaps 10, and then we'll have a think about what we're going to do. Like I say, I've just seen 2 roll. Not over where I'm baited, but you know, they're here clearly. So guys, rods are out for the evening. What I've decided to do is the left and right hand rods. I've got my carp rods out over on the far margin to 2 spots where carp have been shown all day. I still wanted to carry on tench fishing really with the middle rod on the baited area. So what I've done is I've put a small PVA bag on there, but it's on my my Dower 1.75 pound test curve barbel rod, which I'm using obviously for tench fishing. And I've just got a small Northern Special dumbbell on there, easy for me to say. So I'm hoping that goes off during the night for a tench and perhaps some carp on either of the other rods. So yeah, left and right are carp rods, in the middle is my tench rod, and they're all on solid PVA bags. So hopefully I will see you during the night. Perhaps James or myself will have a fish. If not, I'll see you first thing in the morning at first light. Well guys, James been at it again. It's about 20 past 12, something like that. So. And rod screened off. Oh, fantastic. Nice, lovely mirror. Nice one, mate.
It's probably a low 20.
Low 20 looks good, doesn't it? Great stuff. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Back he goes. A rude awakening on the tench rod. I think it's around 3 o'clock. Feels like a tench. It's woken up suddenly. I think maybe it's not a tench. Yeah, there's no tench. Nice big bank of weed in front of me. I'm not sure I want to get it in too quickly. We do seem to be playing a carp on Tench gear again. This is my Dower Infinity Evo £1.25, £1.75 rod. And this is certainly no Tench. Trying to keep her coming. She gets in this weed, we're going to be stuffed. And gets her head down. Oh, it's a decent fish as well. Caught it lightly. Well, just over the weed. I think we might win, yeah? Cool, that's a fish and a half. Oh. Not very graceful, but that's a cracking linear. Wonderful. Wow. Yeah. Ooh. Thanks, fish. Right in the eye. Determined to soak me. Well, guys, there we are. Just over £20 of linear from Hunt's Corner. Fantastic. What a scrap on my Infinity Evo barbel rod as well. Fantastic. She's given me a beating in the water. She's now giving me a beating on the bank as well, so I'm going to get her back. Cracking. Just 3 o'clock, so time for some more fish, yeah. Well, guys, apologies if the footage was a little bit blurry of that fish. She's going absolutely crazy on the mat. Yeah, going nuts on the mat, taking water everywhere, and I think some got on the lens, so as I say, apologies for that. I'm going to get this rod back out and hopefully we can have another one. But perhaps it'd be nice to have a Tench this time on the Tench gear. Well, good morning, guys. It's about 4:30. Nothing else has occurred in a sort of hour and a half since we had that carp. Excuse me, I feel very bunged up this morning. Not sure why. So apologies for being slightly nasal. I'm surprised the carp rods on the other margin haven't done anything all night. But that being that, and given that we are going carp fishing end of the week, I'm going to get them in, get these Tench rods back out, get them back out on the spots, and we'll carry on with the Tench fishing, I think. All right, we're in. We are. Well, hopefully a Tench. Not been out very long. Just thinking about spodding a bit of bait over it. That's cracking. There's a proper drop back. Some maggots. It's just started to drizzle, as you can probably see. Quite in the left. Try and take my lines out like they normally do. Sure they know. You've got this rod just round the corner here, so I'll get that out of the way. Heading straight for the weed, of course. Oh, come on, out. Well, it's another small one by the looks of it. No. Once again, going crazy into the rod tip. Certainly no monster, it's a nice fish. Well, that's a nice early morning call. Come on. What's that line? You go nuts under the rod tip. Well, what a scrap. I think the smallest one of the trip. But fantastic scrap. Well, no monster this one, but feisty little male in the morning drizzle. Right, I'll get him back. Fab. Well guys, nothing has happened on this this carp rod. And as I say, we're going carp fishing end of the week anyway, so I think I'm going to change it over. We'll get this one in. We'll get... I just saw that. I just saw that wobble then. There we go. I thought it was me with this rod. We're in again. Wonderful. And maggots again. God, that spot's rocking. I was just saying, wasn't I? Well, I really need to get a tench rod out. Another tench rod out on that spot. I was literally just changing over to do it. As I say, it doesn't feel particularly big again. Maggots seem to be picking out the smaller ones today. Well, and yesterday. So I think it'd be a good idea to get a boilie on the spot as well. Certainly on pest control today. That's the same sort of size as that last one. There's clearly some tench down there, so perhaps it'll be a good idea to get a boilie on the spot. Might even be a bit smaller than that last one. Looks like we've got another take. We have. Oh God, I was just sorting out the rod to have a look at this tench, which is still in here. Looks like we got another one. Fantastic. This feels a better fish. Certainly feels a better fish. Does feel like a tench though. Let's let James see if he can bring his net round. Jim! Well, I think it's a tench anyway, it's off down the lake. Oh, it's coming in. I think we're gonna struggle with this. It's kiting up the margins. Need it to go back out again, really. We'll try and pull him this way. Hopefully he'll swim back out. No, that's not worked. It's actually coming towards us now. Got the guy head in the weed. Just trying to keep him up. All this weed that they've got in the edge here. And keep him moving. Feels a much better fish. Oh no. Got me weeded. There we go. Got him free. Moving a bit of water. That's better, you go out there. Much better off out there. Cool, this feels like a proper fish. It's really going for it. Got an eyes in this edge. Out. Well, it's no monster. Got me right in the reeds now. Hit one pearl one. Certainly my best one on the trip. Definitely. Another male. Well, he's no monster at all, but certainly my biggest of the trip. 2 in the net. So guys, there was the first one. We had him resting up in the net. A feisty little male. And then the rod bust off with this fella. He's certainly my biggest one of the trip. Lovely tench that is. Absolutely fantastic. Wonderful stuff. Right, I think we need to get the rods back in the water, don't we? Seems to be tench o'clock. Well, the spot's certainly rocking at the moment, so I'm not going to disturb it by putting any more bait out. I'll just get these fellas back, get some more out with the maggot feeders. Well, the sun's starting to break through. Hopefully it doesn't kill the sport. I'm going to get these 2 rods sorted out and we'll get them back in. There we go. Off again. Yep, we're in again. It's getting crazy this morning. Absolutely crazy. Jim! Just, yeah. That left-hand spot. Again. Just sorting these other 2 rods out. This one's gone. Walk back a bit. Better. Come on, get in there.
Nice.
Another feisty little one.
Nice one.
Oh, cheers, mate. Well, here we are, guys. Another one, another little fella. Certainly not complaining. Frantic sport. That's 5 now this morning in a couple of hours at the most. Hour and a half, perhaps. Absolutely cracking. Both spots seem to be going as well this morning. I had 2 off that left-hand spot now. The rest off this right-hand spot. All on maggots so far. Right, quick way again. Left hand rod again. This left hand spot's going absolutely crazy. Another one. This is a spot that's had no bait on it. The other one's gone very quiet. That feels a better fish. Feels tenchy. Blimey. Powering off. Just taking line. I don't think it's a carp. Doesn't feel sort of fast enough to be a carp, but it's now powering off. It's starting to make me think it is. It's not a carp. It's a good tench. I'm just giving line at the moment. What a morning. Sort of giving up now. And then of course hits the weed bed. Come on. Oh, done me. Done me in the weed. That felt like a better fish as well. That's annoying. Ah. Ah. Well, that's very frustrating because that was certainly a decent fish, and I'm sure, thinking about the bite, I'm sure that was a tench. It's a very tenchy bite. This left-hand spot is doing a lot of the bites at the moment. I'm very tempted to move one of these rods and put it on there. This right-hand spot's not done anything now for a good hour, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when the other spots has. Alright, that might wake that spot up. Alright. That was a clang, wasn't it? Wasn't me. No, we're in, I think. Looks like it. I think so. Feels like a heavy weight at the minute. Oh, it's going sideways. Well, this is the rod that I just put on that spot. It's kiting, so it's definitely a fish. Yeah, I know it's kicking. Oh, that left-hand spot is going crazy. He's just about to wipe out this other rod, I think. Oh, I think he's picked up my other line. There we go. Well, I paid off straight away, putting 2 rods on that left-hand spot, because it was the second rod I just put on there that went. It's only a little fella, but still very welcome. Still gutted to have lost that big one. Alright, we're off. Literally just cast that other rod to that spot. Oh, we're off again. Oh, this feels like a better fish. Just about to put the bobbin on that other rod. Oh, really? He's off. I think we'll get this line away as much as we can. I've still got this one in the net we've not had a look at yet. This feels like a decent fish. Still coming. I don't think it's as big as I first thought it was, fortunately.
Bend.
Very healthy bend. On the top, try and keep it up on the top. Yeah. It's towing round my other line, I think, as well, which is not helping. Literally just cast that one in. Not even that big, look. Thanks, mate. Another brace in the net. Well, guys, 2 in the net at the same time again. God, this is left-hand spot. Just going absolutely crazy. Hence trying to put 2 rods on it. We'll get this back on it before we sort them out. Oh my God, so we'll have a quick look at these 2. Another almost double hookup. Well, I'll have a quick look at them. Very lively, been having a rest in the net while I've been having a recast, but there's this little lady. And this very angry, slightly larger lady. Fantastic. Wonderful stuff. Absolutely cracking. That's 8 now. Cracking. There we go, guys. Nice carp. James has just had another carp.
Probably mid-double, isn't it, or something? Probably.
Yeah, somewhere around there, isn't it? Low double, probably, yeah. Cracking fish, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Great stuff. Nice one, mate.
Well, for the future, I suppose.
Yeah. We're in again. God, blimey, that left-hand spot is rocking. Let's try not to get it in too quickly. All right, get me in these weeds again. There's weed out in front. Absolute utmost to get in the weed. No, you're not. Trouble is, they're coming in. The dog's on lead out there, and you get them in here near this weed, and they go absolutely crazy. It's not even a particularly big one again. Fab. Wonderful. It's great stuff. We're off. You sort that one out. Cheers, mate. Well, guys, I just dropped the camera down to have a look at this fish, and it's off again. Crazy. Doesn't feel particularly big this time. What a crazy session. And this will be number 10. You had a 10-pounder and I've had 10 tench. Oh, it's just come off, I think. Oh, no, it hasn't. It's the weed. Yeah, all about the same size. I tried that boilie, but it's not gone. But it's just been maggots. All a similar size. Thanks, mate.
10 in a row.
10 tench. And we've still got an hour and 20 minutes to go. Right. Perfect. Well, guys, another very lively brace. Another quick look. I think that was number 9. And this one, slightly fatter lady. That's very lively. Number 10 for the session. Absolutely fantastic. What a session. I mean, like I say, we've still got about an hour and a quarter left. Right, let's get these 2 back. What a session. What a session. Go on, back you go. I said tonight at the beginning, I wanted who I'd have liked a double figure tench or a big bream or a hit of fish. And James has had the the double figure tench, and I've had the big hit. So between us, we've covered all bases. Not seen either nor any bream. I'm not sure how many there are in here, really. I'm not sure whether they're a realistic target. But certainly, a tench had been on it this morning, and all on that left-hand spot. That left-hand spot, I put no bait on it at all, apart from the maggots going out in the feeder. Does seem to be a great tactic to fish a spot off your main baited area. Well, we've still got a bag on that main baited area with a little boilie on, so that'll be sitting there screaming, "Eat me!" Bright pink little wafter. Right, we've got just over an hour left, so slow pack down time. I think it's just about stopped raining. It's not supposed to be raining at all, but it's just about stopped. So I think it's time for a bit of a slow pack down. Hopefully a few more tench before we go. Now that is greedy. And again. Doesn't feel very big. Not at the moment, anyway. God, what a session. Oh, it's making my arm ache, this one. Nice fish. Oh, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Alright, we're away again. We haven't had a look at the last fish yet. This is crazy.
You need to stay here.
God, goodness knows how many we'd have if we did stay here all day. Well, if we get this in, it'll be number 13. Oh, that's not good. We can't finish on that, can we? God, I was determined. The stack ain't giving up yet. No, no, no. They've all just come in relatively easy, which is totally not what I want. And then as soon as they're above this weed, they go crazy. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Got it, we're sorted. Knit one, pearl one. Come on. Thanks, mate.
Brace, that's quite a decent size, wasn't it?
It certainly felt like it was a decent one.
Yeah,
Thought like it. Well, guys, time's getting on. Nice brace to possibly end with. This angry female, first off. And I think probably getting on for, if not the biggest one I've had in this session. It's about that. Wonderful stuff. What a session. Crazy stuff. Number 13. We can't end on 13, can we? Let's have another one. Wonderful. Right, let's get these padders back. Or ladies, I should say. Oh, we're having a few beeps on this rod, but we'll get these fellas back. Alright, we're off. Let's get those back. Crazy stuff. I'm trying to back away. I certainly won't be casting this rod back in. Oh dear. What a session. And yeah, imagine if we could stay. Look, it's 8:30. Got to be off at 9. They're really having it today, these Tench. Let me pick that line up. Quite like to leave that one in. Yeah, it's only a small one. We'll net him underneath that rod. Come on. Oh, well, at least we're off 13. There we are. Have to give me a soak in. Just a little fella, this one. We won't stress him out, or her, I should say. Get straight back. Fab. Wonderful. Well, guys, what an absolutely cracking session that was. Curfew is here now. We're trying to beat the weather. Really managed to pack down in the dry, but it looks like it's going to rain again. So we're going to get out of here. But yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. Cracking
yeah,
time,
it certainly has. It's especially with those 14 tench you had out as well. What a session! It's
mad. Isn't it? I had 14 tench, £20 carp. I lost another carp on maggot. I lost a decent tench. You've had
double figure tench,
20 £20 carp and another carp as well.
Yeah, probably low doubles, wasn't it? So
24-hour session, absolutely epic. So we'll certainly be coming back here, won't we?
Definitely.
Fantastic place.
Yeah, lovely lake, and yeah, very lovely. Just a lovely lake to fish, really. So.
Nice chilled sort of atmosphere here, isn't it? You've got a lot more water, roughly an acre each of water on here, and it's cracking. It's nice and quiet. It's a bit out of the way. Anyway, like I say, I'm waffling. Now, I shall be out again later on in the week after some carp. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Lots of fish action. I'm sure I won't put it all in because I'll bore you all to death. Tight lines when you get out there. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your wonderful support. I'll see you all again very soon.